It's asking me to solve for rotational speed, so that's the speed around.
What's the speed out of the other straight?
That's VT, tangential velocity. And then it wants me to solve for the centripetal force. I know it says friction, but friction is what makes the centripetal force. Friction is what holds his butt on the merry-go-round. Without that, he flies off. Okay, so what's his tangential speed? So we just did this equation. Tangential speed equals 2 pi r over capital T, which is the time to go around once. So 2 times pi times 1.8 divided by t. Now the t is not 5.1 seconds. It's the time to go around once. So to find it, you take the time divided by how many times you went around. And that's going to be 0.85. All you got to do is divide those two numbers out, and you should get 13.3. That's the answer for A. Yeah, for VT. Yep. So what is his rotational speed? So that's the speed around the circle. There's two ways to find this. You can do 2 pi, or sorry, you can do number of rotations over time times 2 pi, or you can do the tangential velocity equals rotational velocity times r. It does not matter which one you do. You're going to get the exact same answer. Doesn't matter. You do either one. You can say to yourself, hey, I already know VT. Let's just divide it by r and get an answer. Totally fine. Or you can say to yourself, hey, I know the rotations and the time. Let's just multiply it by 2 pi. Totally fine. So I'm going to do it the first way. So number of rotations is 6. Total time is 5.1. Multiply that by 2 pi. And I get 7.39. Okay. So what does the force of friction on Samuel have to be? Okay. Friction is the centripetal force, so you just solve for Fc. It's equal to mv squared over r. So it's his mass, 17, times v, which is my tangential velocity, 13.3, divided by the radius, which is 1.8. And that's going to give you 1,670.6. And I know that seems really large, but you're going to need a large force to hold you on the merry-go-round if you're not holding on. You're going to need a large force to act on you. Okay? I want you guys to try 1 and 2. 1 is just finding tangential and rotational velocity, and 2 is just finding centripetal force. So it'll give you practice on these 3 things on finding those values. And then we'll talk about the relationship between those next time. Next time we're going to finish this off, and we're going to talk about gravity and what gravity has to do with stuff.